Hey guys, I'm back. Hello again. Another Sunday video rather again today, and I'm going to do something else different today. I'm doing a review, which is not different. What I am doing is a review outside of my patio because it is absolutely beautiful here today. It's about 65, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be about 18 to 19 degrees Celsius for those of you who are familiar with that measuring system. Gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky, sunny, beautiful. Jerry's behind me roaming around the yard eating grass, doing what dogs do, rolling in the grass. So what I want to do is I want to review a kit that I got Friday. I won this in an eBay auction for $31.99. It's the Tamiya 1/35th scale Tiran 5. I'm not sure about the pronunciation of the Tiran part, but it's I believe Tiran or Tiran. Anybody who knows Hebrew better than me can please correct me. And it's based off the T55 chassis. A little interesting background on this vehicle. My understanding is that the Israelis got these T55s or captured them rather from the Syrians, or got them from abandoned vehicles during the Six-Day War, and then modified them with the 105 millimeter gun. You can tell that by the bore evacuator. Made some other modifications to the small arms and so forth around the vehicle, probably because they had access to a lot more of the NATO style ammunition than they did the Russian. But anyways, enough about that. Let's get into the kit review. So first, quick look at the box art and three views of the vehicle. I don't know how many different versions are inside. This is not calling out any color schemes here. On this side, another view of the same vehicle. Here we go, with a color call out of a mixture of XF49 and XF66. And I believe I have both of those colors. So let's open up the box. What do we have on the inside? We have styrene, wonderful, beautiful styrene in tan, which is kind of different. Now, the basis for this kit is the excellent Tamiya T55 Russian tank that I'm wrapping up the build of right now. In fact, I coated it in Future today, and I'm waiting on some products, some of those convenience products that Guido likes to call coming in from AK to do some streaking grime. Right off the bat, the upper hull is pretty much identical to the other T55 hull, maybe slightly different. I don't see any major changes other than the color. Rubber band style track. I know you guys are groaning about that, but I do want to point out that this is not the old Tamiya rubber tracks. This is a plastic that is regular modeling cement friendly, and the detail is actually pretty decent. I'm not going to be using any track links on this because I really think these tracks are okay, especially after you weather them up. The bottom hole tub is really nice. If you guys can see that. I'm sorry for the glare from the sun. And it's really nice. It's really just like the other Tamiya T55 hull, just in the tan plastic. Now this sprue is the turret. Now this one is a little different. It comes with the Israeli crew figures instead of the Russian crew figures. There are some really nice, you know what, I'm going to break my habit here and so that you guys see this. Some really nice cast texture on the top of this hull. Maybe even more pronounced, if you guys can see that. Really nice cast texture. So really beautifully rendered in styrene. I'm going to set that down here. Now the next sprue consists of road wheels and the drive sprocket and the idler, and it appears to be pretty much the same as the Tamiya kit, so no surprises there. And if it's just like the other one, there's poly caps for each one of these road wheels. Makes it really easy to pop them off and on the vehicle for painting, which I have really loved. There's the suspension arms. That's also just like the original kit. Now the next sprue, what do we have here? Now this is definitely a different sprue from the original kit. These are jerry cans, if you can see this, and a different number of toolboxes, which are totally different from the original kit. And check out in fact, you guys got to see this. The crew weapons, or small arms, are different. You guys can see this. The M2 Browning 50 caliber machine gun, super nicely detailed. You can see the cooling jacket detail, plus the 2 Browning M1919 air-cooled machine guns. Those are World War II surplus, of course. I would like to point out, though, that by this point, the Israelis had actually rebarreled or rechambered these old Browning machine guns in the 7.62x51 NATO round, or as we know in the U.S., the .308 Winchester, in lieu of the old U.S. M2 ball 30-06 cartridge, because of ammunition availability as it went into the Cold War. So the next sprue, this one is also very much different than the original kit. Here we have the 105mm gun barrel, some stowage and toolboxes that are different from the first T55 kit. There's the searchlight, and then mantlet. Looks like there's a choice in mantlet covers, so that's interesting. So I apologize for any glare that you're seeing there. So those are all really nicely rendered. It is a 2-piece barrel, unfortunately. There are some aftermarket barrels out there. I will probably be getting a aluminum barrel just because I'm lazy. And also I'll be using the Alliance Model Works photo etch screens for this one, like I did on my first one, just because they're gorgeous. And I will also be using the quick wheel mask, which I already own for this vehicle. Now this next sprue is a carryover from the original T55 Russian kit, and no surprises here with the fuel tanks. Now I don't know how many of these will be used because not a lot of them are, from looking at the box art, a lot of these fuel tanks and external containers are not used on this version of the kit. The Israelis, I think, used their own. So here's the polycaps and the mosquito netting for the road wheels. The mosquito netting I'm not going to be using. Now, another piece of aftermarket, after using the Eureka tow cables that I bought for the one that I'm currently building or finishing up, there's no way I'm going to use the string anymore. Here's the decal sheet. We'll get to that in a moment. So we have a nice little brief history here of the Tiran 5 in multiple languages. Hamilcar always seems to appreciate the these little info sheets. This is nice. Even it's got some simple geographical data there. A nice layout of the vehicle showing the different parts, and that calls those out. That's really nice. And let's go on to the instructions. I don't expect to find any surprises here. We have recommended tools. It calls out the paint, of course, all Tamiya color. And here we go with the construction of the vehicle. As with most armor builds, it starts with the construction of the suspension and road wheels and lower hull assembly. No surprises there. There are a total of 27 steps, including the figures. And it looks like there's only one call out of vehicles. Israeli Defense Forces, the Negev, mid-1980s. So only one paint scheme and one decal scheme to use, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I mean, it's only Israeli anyways, right? So it's going to be very similar to the construction of the T55 that I'm working on now, with some additions, of course, from the Israeli vehicles. So it does look like they're calling out, you have your choice of 2 different mantlets. I saw that in the sprue earlier. Now, this is interesting, has a movable gun barrel. The T55 that I built does not have a movable barrel. I mean, that's not a big deal. It's there, of course, if you want to use it. So, as you can see, very clearly illustrated and labeled instructions, which is typical for Tamiya. I don't think you can make any mistakes here. It looks very easy to use. So, here is the installation and assembly of the machine guns for the top of the vehicle. 3 machine guns on the top is a lot, but I think the Israelis, I think even the Merkava tanks are very similar even today. So it looks like it'll be a pretty easy build. So that pretty much wraps up this review, and I appreciate you guys watching. Oh, here, I forgot, you know what, I forgot, here's the decals. If you guys, let me hold that up for you. No surprises. I'm not going to pull them out, but just the one vehicle scheme. Tamiya typically uses really good decals, although sometimes people think they're a bit thick. I certainly haven't ran into that problem. But thanks again for tuning in, guys, and supporting my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you guys have a great night and have a good week.